Both the setup and the first pull element of both the clean and snatch is by far, in my opinion, the most important phase of the lift. If an athlete or lifter gets either of these phases wrong, then I would pretty much guarantee that the chances of making that lift are pretty slim. The aim of this video in particular is to demonstrate the clean pull. However, I'm going to pay particular attention to detail during both the setup and the first pull elements of this lift. So in order to execute a clean pull effectively and efficiently, we must first set up correctly. In this still image that you can see on your screen right now, you will notice a position that I am in which holds a couple of key features. The first to take note of is that my hip joint, or more specifically the center of my hip joint, is slightly above the center of my knee joint. This is essential before you start to pull the bar away from the floor. I'm ensuring that my knees are as far in front of the bar as possible whilst maintaining my heels flat on the floor. My weight is distributed just in front of the midfoot. Specifically, if the midfoot is 50%, then my weight is distributed through my 60%. My shoulders remain directly above the bar. My back is tight. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together in order to maintain good posture, and my head is up. Take note of the angle of my back in relation to the floor. By allowing my knees to travel in front of the barbell, I am able to maintain a very upright trunk. Once I'm happy with my setup, I'm going to brace as hard as I can in order to secure my posture in place. I'm going to very slowly initiate the first pull by extending at the knee joint, forcing my weight through the 60% or just in front of my midfoot. During the entire first pull, I'm trying my hardest to avoid my hips rising first or my shoulders falling. This helps maintain the angle of my back in relation to the floor. The bar stays extremely close to the shins, and I'm avoiding my weight from distributing towards my heels. The first pull phase of the lift is complete when the barbell reaches little above the kneecap or patella. In this position, the shoulders should still be directly above the bar, and your weight should still remain distributed through the 60% or just in front of the midfoot. You should feel tension in the primary working muscles, which are the quads, but you may also feel a slight stretch in the hamstrings. One of the most important cues here is that the angle of your back is still the same as what it was during the setup, or more specifically, the angle of your back in relation to the floor. A very common error during this part of the lift is for the lifter's hips to have risen too quickly, or the lifter's chest to have fallen, and therefore the shoulders end up in front of the bar instead of directly above, as you can see in the still image on your screen right now. If you have executed the setup and first pull correctly, then the next phase of the clean pull should not be too difficult. You shouldn't even have to think about it. Because of the position that you've got yourself in once the barbell reaches the knee, the bar should almost automatically begin to accelerate and put you in the power position, which is what you can see right now. Here, the barbell is roughly around the mid-thigh or near your pockets within your shorts. Your weight should still be distributed slightly in front of the midfoot, or 60%, and your shoulders should remain directly above the bar. Your hips and knees are flexed almost equally. Your arms should remain relaxed but locked out. This is the optimal position in order for you to produce as much force as possible into the ground in order to send the bar vertically upwards.
Once you have reached the power position, you should explosively extend at both the hip and knee joint simultaneously. Whilst keeping your arms relaxed but locked out, you should aim to make your body as tall as you possibly can. This forceful extension at both the hip and knee joint should send the bar vertically upwards. The bar should remain close to your body at all times. At the very top of the pull, you should try and aim to feel a sensation of weightlessness in the bar. This period of weightlessness will only last for an extremely short amount of time, but this is your cue to get beneath the bar should you be performing the clean. The clean pulls are a very, very useful assistance or derivative exercise of the clean in order to help the lifter familiarize themselves with that sensation of weightlessness.